What's going on, family? It's Leander Howard II here, founder and CEO of Spark Your Resume. Thank you for signing up for the webinar. You made the decision to want more out of your life and career. I applaud you. So today I'm going to do my job in educating you on how to exactly land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. And I'm not just talking fluff. I've already done it for over 300 people over the past 2 years of running Spark Your Resume since we started in April of 2020. And I'm only here to give you everything I learned over the past 2 years in this next hour, okay? So get out your paper, get out your pen, get ready to take some notes, and I hope you enjoy the webinar. I'll see you at the end.
Boom. I got 3 questions. So question 1, I asked you guys, what best describes your current situation? Recently lost a job, employed but looking, finishing your education or re-entering the workforce. Just to give me a better insight on who I'm talking to today, what type of professional level you have. So that honestly determines a lot in your career. So we try to make sure we understand what type of experience most of our clients have. And then my favorite ice cream is cookie dough. I love chocolate chip cookie dough. So I guess I would probably choose vanilla if I had to choose out of these 3 flavors. So now that we know everything about each other, right? Let's get started. So you're probably attending this event for 1 or 2 reasons, okay? You're either tired of not hearing back from recruiters for positions you believe that you're more than qualified for, okay? Or you are looking to earn an increase in pay and need to figure out how to exactly get there. Or maybe both, right? So in this training, I'm going to be teaching you the exact blueprint on how to land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. You're probably wondering, what do I even know, right, about getting hired in 30 to 90 days? Well, my first job out of college, I got hired at Adobe, making $80,000 as a financial analyst. After that, I was selected as one of the Forbes 30 under 30 scholars in 2019. Great trip. We went to Detroit, met a lot of different entrepreneurs, innovators, creatives all over the world. This is me and one of my guys, Don, here. And then in fall of 2019, I was also selected to compete in the case competition at the National Black MBA Conference, where I met the CEO of Walmart. This is me and Doug McMillan right here. And in summer of 2019, I was selected as one of the 15 interns that participated in the first cohort at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium that had over 1,500 applicants, okay? So it was the top 1% of people that got chosen. And then in spring of 2019, I became the president of Alpha Kappa Psi Professional Business Fraternity at Georgia State University, where I actually learned the tools and resources needed to scale a business. And in summer of 2018, I interned at Wells Fargo in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as a consumer lending intern, spent about 10 weeks up there. They moved me to Minnesota, making about $20 an hour at 20 years old. It was a phenomenal trip. Mall of America is up there in Minnesota. If you've never been, it's a sleeper city. I highly, highly encourage you to visit Minnesota one day, especially in the summer. It's pretty nice. So I share this to say, if I can do it, you can do it, right? It's not rocket science. It's called networking and hard work. And it's not just me, by the way. We've helped other people just like me get similar results in 30 to 90 days. So here's Chris, right? Chris came to us. He was laid off during COVID, just like the other 11 million plus people in America, unfortunately. He came to Spark Your Resume. I actually met Chris through a mutual connection. His name was Darren Roberts. So Darren introduced us. And Chris came to me. He was like, man, just got laid off from EY, I believe. And he wanted to figure out how to get back in the job market. So I immediately gave Chris a free resume review. We talked about his current situation, talked about where he wanted to be next. And we went from there, man. Chris bought our career transition package, which includes a new resume, cover letter, LinkedIn. We do an hour of executive coaching. You can choose from interview prep or career coaching. And Chris decided to go with our interview prep. And then after we got done with Chris' resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn, here's what he had to say about our services. So he got the job in 5 weeks during a global pandemic, right? The Spark Your Resume team was very thorough and quick to respond with a quality product. The details added to his resume provided content that set him apart from his peers, right? He was able to land a job in 5 weeks after getting laid off due to COVID, right? Thanks for our team for setting him up for success, making sure that he was prepared and providing the proper tools that he needed to land his next adventure quickly. And if you go to our website after this webinar, you'll actually see a whole case study interview of me and Chris. I like to talk to my clients. And then you can also check that out on the website. Now, the 5-step process to landing your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days Number one, how to find clarity in your career. Number two, how to gain traction with your 3 marketing assets. Number three, how to find your ideal role. Number four, how to build meaningful relationships. Number five, how to ace the interview and secure the offer. Okay. So before you can begin job searching, you need to find clarity. Okay. Meaning you must paint a clear picture about who you are and what you want to do next in your career. The number one mistake I see a lot of job seekers make is that they start applying for jobs without a plan. And then you're wondering why you aren't receiving any callbacks from recruiters. Well, I can tell you exactly why. You haven't taken the time to create a targeted job searching strategy, which brings me to part one, how to find clarity in your career. Number one, right? Your gift is something you do your absolute best with minimal effort, okay? Ask yourself these 3 questions. How do people recommend me to others? What do my friends constantly ask me for? How do I help other people? What's your purpose, right? The textbook definition of purpose is the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. So, right, what fuels your fire to get up in the morning and do what you do every single day, right? Before I get into part 2, let me share a background story with you real quick, okay? I graduated from college in May of 2020, and I started Spark Your Resume in April of 2020 with the goal to make the job search fun again, okay? In my senior year of college, I thought I was going to easily land a full-time gig, quite frankly. I had 2 good internships under my belt, which I mentioned previously. I worked at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and I also had Wells Fargo, right? I had leadership roles on campus and completed volunteer hours at Atlanta Community Food Bank here in Metro Atlanta. Well, I was wrong. I spent hours, weeks, and months applying for over 150 plus jobs to only receive 2 offers, which was from AT&T in their sales internship program around December 2019. And I got an offer at Adobe in February 2020. Now, Georgia State University is a non-targeted university, okay? Meaning Adobe didn't even recruit students from my university, right? I had to go get that job myself. Nobody else was going to do it for me. Luckily, I tapped into my gift of networking and being able to hold conversations with anyone to get a referral from a mentor of mine who worked at Adobe. Crazy enough, networking on LinkedIn got me the interview from AT&T. Here's the exact message I sent to one of the hiring managers for the role. I said, hey, Jimmy, I'm Leander Howard II, a senior double major in finance and marketing at Georgia State University in Atlanta, Georgia. I came across your name as I recently applied to the B2B sales development program with AT&T. I see you're a recruiter for the program, and I just wanted to introduce myself. Also, set up a time to chat to discuss the role in more detail. I have attached my resume as a reference to review my credentials. Let me know what times work best for you to chat. I hope to hear from you soon. And I also attached my resume, okay? Boom, within 72 hours, I hear back with this. Hey, Leander, let's chat this AM for 10 minutes or so, right? Said, perfect. What time is best for you? 9 a.m. Central. He gave me his phone number, gave him a call. If you haven't realized, right, your network is everything, okay? Lucky for me and you, LinkedIn has made it accessible to connect with anyone in the world on a professional level. Referrals will help boost your application, ultimately giving you an upper hand over the competition. It's about who knows you, not whom you know, right? I know LeBron James, but LeBron James doesn't know me, right? So keep building relationships even after you land your dream job. Now let's break down how getting a referral really works, right? Getting a referral to a position is like having someone like, know, and trust you tell you to purchase a specific product, kind of like an employee telling the hiring manager that they should give you a chance, versus purchasing a product online with no reviews. The same rule applies when you apply for a job with no referral or a social proof, meaning you don't have any recommendations on your LinkedIn profile. You're sitting there hoping to hear back from a recruiter. What would you do? Purchase the product that your friend recommended or purchase a product with no reviews online? You're more inclined to go with the product your friend recommended because you like, know, and trust your friend. I would hope so, at least if it's your friend. The same rule applies when it comes to landing your dream job. It's called word of mouth marketing, right? People trust people. Why do you think companies have customer success stories or testimonials? Well, because they provide social proof. Here's a real life example of how referrals work, right? A client of ours, his name is Iman, was referred to the junior rotational program at the NFL by myself, okay? This is the message I sent to the recruiter at the NFL on Iman's behalf. I said, hey, I hope all is well with you and your family. A colleague of mine will be applying to the rotational program in the next coming weeks. You're the first person I thought of, so I wanted to make the connection. Iman is honestly one of the brightest people I know. His tenacity to make things happen are unmatched. I hope you two can find some time to connect next week. Again, I hope you're doing well. Let me know if I can do anything to help you. This is what the recruiter came back. Hey, Iman, great to hear you're interested in the rotational program. Can you confirm your graduation date for me? Applications are due on Sunday, and I will be happy to refer you within our system if you meet the graduation requirements. Thanks. Iman, it's so nice to meet you. My graduation date is May 2022. I'll be getting my application in as soon as possible. Thank you so much. It took me one message to get Iman a referral. 2 weeks after the initial message, Iman had applied for the position and was selected for the first round interview. Now he's on the interview too. This is the second email already. He passed the first round interview. He's on the interview number 2 right now. I share this to say the same thing we did for Iman, our team can do for you. We want to use our gift to help you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. The world will be a better place once we begin to use our gifts for the greater good of others. But the key is to identify your gift, then place it in the right vehicle, which brings me to part 2, how to analyze the job market. The market is the only thing we cannot control, but we have to abide by, right? I like to think there are 7 sectors of business. You have finance and accounting, human resources, IT and web development, legal, marketing, operations, and sales. Now, just hearing those 7 sectors, where was your skill set aligned? You must choose one. If you find yourself stuck about what sector best fits you, take a look at your previous experiences. Take a deeper dive into what you've already done and what skills you use on a daily basis to complete projects. Think about what department you are directly impacting within the organizations you've been a part of. That's more than likely what sector of business you fall underneath, okay? Now, once you figure out what sector of business your skill set is most aligned with, then you need to identify what experience level you're currently at. Here are the 6 different types of experience levels. You got internship, right? You're currently in school and college, okay? Entry level, 0 to 2 years of experience. Associate, 2 to 6 years of experience. Mid-senior level, about 6 to 15 years of experience. Director, 15 to 20 years of experience. An executive, 20 plus years of experience. Okay. Next, you want to conduct market research to see what position titles with your level of experience in the sector of business you directly impact. So, for example, I am working underneath the sales department and have entry-level experience. Then some position titles that align would be account representative, advertising sales representative, B2B corporate sales, right? Equipment sales specialist, healthcare sales representative, right? These are all titles that can align based on my sector of business and the level of experience I have. Now, all I did to find this list was search on Google, right? Google is free, okay? Entry-level sales job titles. Boom. I found an article online explaining different entry-level sales job titles, and there goes my list, right? We're working smarter, not harder, okay? Now, take the same methodology and apply it to your personal situation. Okay, so step 1, in column 1, you want to create a list of job titles to research. Okay, step 2, look at the description / overview of the role and the necessary skills needed to excel in that role. Then you want to rank yourself in column 2, right, from 1 to 5 based on how qualified you think you are for that specific position. 1 being you are least qualified for the role, and 5 being you are highly qualified for the role, right? Step 3, after reading over the description and overview, rank how interested you are in the position title, okay? 1 being you are least interested. Number 5 being you are highly interested in that specific role. Once you figure out what position titles you want to target next, now it's time to figure out what industry you want to work in. If you don't know the industry you are most passionate about or even like, look around your house and see where you're already spending money, okay? I'm pretty sure that company is hiring, and if they aren't, a similar one is. Once you know the position title you want, you have range to apply for that same position title amongst any industry, okay? Because the scope of work doesn't necessarily change from a sales rep in tech to a sales rep in the beauty industry, right? The product might, but you are doing the same type of work, okay? which will be generating revenue for the company if you were in sales. That is why I am telling you to, one, identify what sector of business you directly impact. Number two, what level of professional experience do you have right now? Number three, conduct market research for position titles that align with your level of experience. Number four, choose which industry you want to impact. Now that you have a clear understanding of what you want to do next, it's time to touch on the 3 marketing assets you need to qualify for any open roles on the market. The 3 marketing assets you need are: 1, an accomplishment-based resume; 2, a keyword-optimized LinkedIn profile; 3, a personalized cover letter. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into each one, and we're going to start with the resume, okay? Number 1, how to build an accomplishment-based resume. You only need 1 to 2 pages in length. You need a targeted job title. You need your contact information, and that should be the largest thing on your resume. First name, last name, phone number, email, city, state, and please hyperlink your URL. Okay, say John Smith is applying for a job. It might be, I'm pretty sure there are more than 1 John Smith in the world. Right now, you're making it hard on the recruiter to find your LinkedIn profile. Rather than having your LinkedIn profile on your resume, highlighted and hyperlinked so they can click it and it goes straight to your profile. Or else they might find another John Smith and it might not be you. All right. You want to have 1-inch margins. You want to have a professional summary. Highlight your experience, your skills, volunteer experience, affiliations, and your education and certifications. Okay. Here's the framework to writing an accomplishment-based resume. You want to identify the role/position title you want to target next. Research 5 to 10 different job descriptions on the targeted role/position title to understand the overall scope of the work. Okay. You want to read each job description carefully and analyze the task, the skills, and the projects outlined within the job description. Write down the top 10 skills needed for the role, right, from the job description. Number 5, write down the top 5 projects and or tasks outlined in the job description. Copy and paste your results into a Word document or a Google document to analyze your findings. You want to research the job description of your current and previous roles and position titles as well. Then you want to repeat steps 3 through 6 for your current role and each of your previous roles. Number 9, for your current and each of your previous roles, identify similar skills and tasks and projects completed that align with the role that you're targeting. You want to write down the similarities in skills, tasks, and projects between each of your previous roles and the targeted position. Begin crafting your bullet points so to align with your previous experience with the targeted role, right? Each bullet point should start with a strong action verb, showing the recruiter or hiring manager that you owned every task or project. Remember, your resume is only about you, not your team members. They're not hiring them. They're hiring you. 13, identify the task or project completed within your role, showcasing your skills and expertise, right? 14, you want to highlight the result or outcome of completing the task or project, showcasing the impact you created while working at the company. Then you want to rinse and repeat steps 9 through 14 for each of your previous roles until your resume is tailored towards your targeted position title. An example could be something like this: collaborated with clients, department leaders, and coworkers to gather key performance indicators, coordinate schedules, provide technical assistance, and troubleshoot digital issues, improving quality control by 15% year over year. Now, how we helped Dawn get promoted in 2 weeks with a 12% increase in salary. Dawn came to us looking for a promotion at her current company and immediately knew she needed a new resume to stand out. Therefore, she purchased our career starter package, which includes a new accomplishment-based resume. We delivered Dawn's project within 24 hours. She needed it to be quick so she could solidify her job application. Our team at Spark Your Resume got the job done. Now, here's what Dawn had to say about our services, right? I was exceedingly pleased with the service I received at Spark Your Resume. With more than 20 years in my current role, right, in my current career, my resume neither reflected my most recent accomplishments nor had the impact to compete in a crowded and competitive job market. Leander Howard II, the founder of Spark Your Resume, responded to my initial contact with Spark Your Resume within minutes. I was immediately impressed by his professionalism and obvious expertise in the field. After instantly listening to my objectives, Leander recommended the mid-career executive level package, which is now the career starter package, was an excellent choice for my needs. My resume consultant, Samantha, was also amazing. She listened, asked insightful questions, and delivered a beautifully crafted project in less than 24 hours. The finished product told my story with impact, and I am convinced led to my subsequent promotion. Thanks to Leander, Samantha, and Spark Your Resume for delivering with excellence. It is without reservation that I highly recommend Spark Your Resume for any career advancement needs. Okay. And we also have a case study with Dawn on our website where you can go listen to our interview about how we helped her.
Hey, it's Leander again, founder and CEO of Spark Your Resume. I hope you're enjoying the webinar. I hope you're taking great notes. I just want to say thank you again for filling out the application so our team at Spark Your Resume can learn more about you and your career goals. Now, in the meantime, click the link below to learn more about how we can provide one-on-one support to help you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. So don't forget, stop right now, click the link below to learn more about how we can help you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. Now back to the webinar.
Now that you know how to create an accomplishment-based resume, let's dive into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the largest professional networking site with over 670 million plus members in over 200 countries, and is constantly growing. The first thing you need to do for your LinkedIn profile is grab the reader's attention. They will see your banner, your profile picture, and your headline when they first visit your profile. Always tell even business owners and also job seekers, you don't have to sell yourself on LinkedIn. Your profile does that for you. Okay. Now, how to optimize your headline on LinkedIn. Your headline can be 220 characters long. Below is the framework you can use to create a powerful headline. Tell people how you help them. Put your title, put your industry, and your call to action. Let's break it down. Title 1 gives people an idea of your experience level and what you do. Industry 1 gives people an idea of where you work or who you work with. Skill 1 gives people an idea of what you specialize in or what you're talented at. Now, because we hear a lot of concerns, right, from clients afraid to update their LinkedIn profile, right, because their company will notice, I want to address the elephant in the room, all right? So if you're afraid to update your LinkedIn profile because of the company you work for, I highly suggest reconsidering where you work, right? At the end of the day, it's your social brand, not theirs. They do not own you or the rights to your LinkedIn profile. Please update it. You'll probably find a better job as soon as you do, okay? Next, you want to paint a clear picture. I mean, be clear, be concise, and grab the reader's attention. Meaning, write a clear and concise paragraph that elaborates on who you are, what you do, and how you bring value to other people in the about section of your profile. Okay. Now let's break down how you should structure your about section on LinkedIn. Boom. Number 1, you need an attention grabber. LinkedIn only shows, I believe, the first 200 characters of your about paragraph, and then you have this see more button here. Your attention grabber needs to hit somebody in the chest. They need to be like, oh, I want to read more. I got to see this right now. Okay. An attention grabber is something that will make someone want to keep reading for more information. The attention grabber also is known as a hook. It's the first sentence that the reader will see, and its purpose is to grab the reader's attention. LinkedIn allows the reader to see the first 200 characters of your about section, and then they have the option to see more. Now, the body of the about section framework, sentences 1 through 2. Who are you? Describe your personality and interests. Sentences 2 through 5. Where have you been? Describe your past experiences. Sentences 5 through 10. What's your story? Tell people how you got there. Sentences 10 through 15. What do you offer to the world? Describe how you help people, companies, and organizations transform. Okay. Sentences 15 through 17. Highlight your skills, testimonials, and recommendations. Okay. Keep in mind, the skills and recommendations section is located at the bottom of your LinkedIn profile. Let me repeat that. Keep in mind, the skills and recommendations section is located at the bottom of your LinkedIn profile. Therefore, it's imperative that you highlight your top 10 skills within the about section of your LinkedIn profile. Last but not least, sentences 17 through 20, right? Now that you have the reader's attention, what do you want them to do next? What are the reader's next steps? Should they send you a message to connect? Should they schedule an appointment with you to connect? Should they visit your website to connect? At the end of the about section, you must guide your reader in the right direction to take some sort of action. This is called ending with a strong call to action, or CTA. Next, you want to drive it home, okay? This is where you optimize your experience on LinkedIn. You have your headline, your industry, description. You can even add media. You can add photos, videos, links right here to show your social proof at that specific role or in that specific position, okay? Optimizing your education, same thing, right? Your degree, right? Field of study, right? Start date, end date, right? That's all of that stuff matters. What grade level, what activities and societies you've been in, right? Leave a description or the overview of what type of education you have so other people understand your level of expertise, okay? Volunteer experience, right? You want to choose the organization, the role, the clause, start date, description. And then here's where you can add your top 50 skills, okay? On LinkedIn, you can add up to 50 skills in your skill section, all right? And then you can even pin your top 3, right? So people can know your top 3 skills. And I would say pin the top 3 that's relevant to the jobs that you're targeting. So when recruiters come see your profile, they know, oh, qualified, qualified, qualified. They got the top 3 skills on their LinkedIn profile that we are looking for. You can even get recommendations. You can have the people that like, know, and trust you to go write you a good recommendation on LinkedIn. And you can even send them what to say and have them edit it. Like, LinkedIn is phenomenal. Use it, please. It will only help you, not hurt you. You can also highlight your accomplishments. So you can highlight courses, honors awards, organizations, projects, test scores, languages, organizations, and causes, publications, patents. These are the categories of accomplishments that you can highlight on LinkedIn. You can also choose what you're interested in, okay? So Oprah, Deloitte, companies, groups, right? And these are the categories: influencers, companies, groups, and schools that you can choose from based on what your interests are. And this is a good mechanism to use when you're looking to connect with other people, which we'll get to in a little bit later. You can highlight what you care about, right? Leander cares about arts and culture, civil rights and social action, economics, empowerment, education, right? And these are the categories you can choose from what causes you care about on LinkedIn, okay? You got animal welfare, arts and culture, children, civil rights and social action, disaster and humanitarian relief, economic empowerment, education, environment, health, human rights, politics, poverty alleviation, science and technology, social services, and veteran support. Now that you know how to optimize your profile, let's dive into your cover letter. Now, for your cover letter, you want to make it personalized and tailored to the specific job position you're targeting. Think of your cover letter as the icing on top of the cake. It could make or break the dish, all right? So when creating a cover letter, there are 3 main parts you need to focus on. 1, introductory paragraph. 2, body paragraph. 3, closing paragraph, okay? The introductory paragraph, it explains why you're interested in the position, right? You want to provide details about how you came to know about the role, right? You want to elaborate on why you chose to apply for the role, okay? And in your body paragraph, you want to outline the key needs of the employer, right? What are they looking for, right? Why do you feel like you're the most qualified candidate for the position, right? How do you plan on solving their biggest pain points? People pay people to solve problems. It's that simple. So you want to highlight how you plan on solving those needs for that specific company in your cover letter. Closing paragraph, right? Provide a summary of why you're the most qualified candidate for the position. On average, there are 250 resumes submitted per job posting. These are not my stats. These are Glassdoor stats, okay? Include your contact information, email and phone number, right? And make sure it's not, Google Voice, man. Give your phone number so people can actually contact you, all right? You can always block them if it's somebody random, all right? And then make it personal, right? Put a spin on it. Put your personal touch on your cover letter, okay? Now that we've covered how to create your 3 marketing assets, Let's dive into part 3. How to find your ideal role. First, I need you to identify your top 25 companies. If you watch sports, I need the top 25, right? Top 25 college sports. Those are your top 25 companies. You want to identify the top 25 companies you want to work for based on prior research, interest, and make a list, okay? Then you need to go set up job alerts for each company to get daily emails about new opportunities that fit your criteria. Now, these are the job boards I recommend. LinkedIn, number 1. Glassdoor, you got Indeed, Monster, Google for Jobs, ZipRecruiter, Simply Hired, Career Builder, Snag, LinkUp, Craigslist, US Jobs, Robert Half, Job.com, USA.jobs.gov. And I'll have my team remind me to send, I found a good article that explains more in depth about what each job board specializes in. So I'll make sure I send the email out to you guys after the webinar. But I highly recommend using LinkedIn first. You can go to LinkedIn Jobs, right? www.linkedin.com/jobs/search to begin your job search. And why do I recommend LinkedIn? Because their filters are phenomenal, okay? You can filter by date posted, right? You can filter by experience level. So like I told you guys before, right? I'm just giving y'all the strategy based on the data. That's it. Based on the data, what's available, right? I'm just using what the world is giving me, what the market is giving me, and then putting the strategy behind it to make you successful. Look, internship level, right? Entry level, associate, mid-senior, director, executive. Were those not the experience levels I just gave you? You can filter by company. What company do you want to work for? Why do I tell you to make that 25 list? Now it's targeted. You don't have to guess. You have a list. I want to work at Amazon. I want to work at Google. I want to work at Adobe. I want to work at Microsoft. I want to work at Barnes and Nobles, right? I want to work at TJ Maxx, Walmart. I have a list. So now when I'm searching, I'm only looking at my list. You can filter by job type, full-time, part-time, contract, temporary, volunteer, internship, other. You want remote jobs? Here you go. On-site, remote, or even hybrid. You can even search by easy apply. Now, I do not recommend easy apply unless your LinkedIn profile is tailored. Easy applies when you're applying through LinkedIn. They're sending people your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so like click button, you apply for the job, done. You can even search by all filters, right? So the remainder of the filters I'm about to tap into, this is why I really, really love LinkedIn. Location, right? So any city you want to work in, you can look it up. Industry, right? Any industry you want to work in, you can look it up. And didn't I tell you? Figure out what industry you want to work in. It's all in alignment. I will never give you anything you don't need. It's a waste of time for me. It's a waste of time for you. It's a waste of time for me. It's going to be a waste of time for you. Point blank, period. I want to get you from point A to point B as fast as humanly possible. Filter by industry, okay? You can filter by job function, right? What sector of business do you work in? What titles? Filter by titles. Position titles, I told you to look at. Go look up your position title based on your experience level, based on what sector of business you want to work in. Because now it's going to make your job search so much easier. And you can also filter by under 10 applicants. So this is always good to see, what kind of level of traction the company is gaining. If you have you probably got a really good shot if it's less than 10 people that apply for the job. And you can also filter by your network, okay? That's why I say I love LinkedIn, because the algorithms work on your behalf. And that's why you need a tailored profile. And one thing I didn't mention to you guys, I see a lot of people with these great icons with their company name. You're not connected to your company if it's a great icon on your profile. You're not connected. I need you to type in your company name and let LinkedIn tell you, oh, this is the company's page. Because now you're missing out on what LinkedIn does best, which is show you the people you need to connect with based on what you have on your profile. And literally, when you search for jobs on LinkedIn, it will say, hey, alumni connection. If somebody went to Georgia State like I did, right, and I'm applying for a job at Amazon, it's going to show me every single person that went to Georgia State that now works at Amazon. Just because I have Georgia State on my LinkedIn profile. You can filter by fair chance employer, right? So see jobs from employers who have signed pledges to hire people with criminal records. You can also filter by salary. I know you need it. I need it too. We all need it. We got to take care of our families. It's giving you free game right here to tell, hey, I want jobs that pay me at least $120,000. Boom. One click of a button. It will only show you jobs that pay you $120,000 or more. You can even filter by benefits. What benefits do you want? You need medical insurance. You need dental insurance, right? You need a pension plan. You need paid paternity leave, disability insurance, 401k, right? Consumer benefits, tuition assistance. All of that stuff is right here, literally right here. Okay. Now, the purpose of having these filters available is to help you find jobs that fit your criteria. Okay. You want to use these filters to narrow down your search and start applying for roles that fit your targeted position, salary, location, benefits, etc. Literally use all the filters I just showed you. Go down what you want. And you can do this on companies' websites, other job boards. I like LinkedIn because LinkedIn gives you access to the people as well. So they're showing you, hey, I'm applying for a job at Adobe. Ooh, John works at Adobe. Maybe you want to connect with John. It's putting it in your face all in one. Now you can track your job search for free, right? By doing the following. Create a Google form to collect the following information: job posting URL, experience level. Did you do easy apply? What job function is it? Company name, job type, location, put the city and state in, salary, position title. Is it on-site or remote? What industry? What benefits? Okay. Then you can send all of those responses to a Google Sheet. So once you fill out the form on Google Form as you're applying for the job, you have something to track. It's going to a Google Sheet automatically. As soon as you submit the form, just keep submitting the form as you apply for jobs. And then you want to add these columns at the end, right? So rejected, yes or no. Interview 1 through 4, and then you got the offer. That's your job searching process. Once you apply for the job, you're waiting for a rejection or acceptance for an interview. Boom, interview 1, interview 2, interview 3, interview 4, offer letter. That's it. Don't make it more complicated than what it is, right? The tracker was built to help you keep track of how many jobs you applied for and what stages you reach throughout the job seeking process. The process of getting a job is more realistic when you can track your search over time and avoid what you see. That's why we track a lot of things. Why do you think numbers are very, very important? Even at companies. Data is everything. Data is currency. It's transparency. So I can see I applied for 150 jobs. Something's wrong. I'm not doing something right. I need to change how I'm doing my whole job search. Okay. But you don't know that unless you're tracking your data. Now that you have everything in place to put yourself on the market and document your process, now it's time to transition to part 4. Learning how to build meaningful relationships. A lot of people feel as though they need to start with someone new rather than focusing on who they already know. Let me repeat that, okay? I need you to stop focusing on meeting new people when you haven't even leveraged the people you already know. When searching for who to connect with, start with your current affiliations, meaning your school, university, clubs, organizations, family, friends, coworkers, schools, universities, clubs, organizations, family, friends, and coworkers. Trust me, you already know an endless amount of people due to the amount of years you already spent on this planet Earth. Stop underestimating your network and start leveraging it. Now, if you don't have a massive amount of people who can propel you in your career, right? It's a wonderful platform called LinkedIn that makes networking, right, with other professionals as easy as twiddling your fingers. You should be using LinkedIn to connect with other professionals who have similar titles you're targeting or working at the company you want to work for. So for example, right, if I want to be a project manager at Meta, formerly Facebook, right, I can go to LinkedIn right now and search project manager as a title and the company Meta, right, by using LinkedIn search engine and find project managers at Meta. 2 steps. Well, 3, go to LinkedIn, search, right? And then you can filter on 1st degree, 2nd degree, and 3rd degree connections. So you can see who you're already connected with that might be a project manager there. Now, once you find the right people to connect with, then you need to start reaching out, right? They will never know you exist until you make the next step to introduce yourself. Again, that is what LinkedIn and every other social media networking platform is made for, to connect with people across the world, okay? People that you probably would never have access to if it wasn't for LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Clubhouse, TikTok, right? That's what these platforms do. They're bringing you to a new world that you would not have access to. Please take advantage. Don't get left behind. Take advantage. Guess what? If you reach out and they don't reply, you're in the same position you were in before you even reached out. The same position. You have nothing to lose, literally. Everything to gain, though, right? So now you're probably already overthinking about what should I even say, Leander? What should I even say? Don't worry about it. I have you covered. But first, make sure you have a way to schedule appointments with people you are trying to meet, okay? The worst thing you can do is make it hard for them to meet with you when in reality, they're doing you a favor. So I personally use Calendly, right? To schedule all my meetings, which has a free version that you can create one single event type to book meetings, which is all you really need for now, at least, okay? I'm telling you to do this first because you want to be prepared. Your goal with networking is to book coffee chats, right? Discovery calls for companies, coffee chats for job seekers, okay? With people who are doing what you want to be doing or working where you want to work, okay? Now, here are a few messaging templates you can use to reach out to people you want to connect with right now. If you're sending a connection request, option number 1, hi, John, I came across your profile searching for project managers at Meta, and you are the first person to come up. Your experience caught my attention. I would love to connect. Keep crushing it, John. Best, Leander. Next, connection request number 2, John, I see you're interested in Oprah Winfrey, right? Find something or something they're interested in on their LinkedIn profile. Remember, they have their interests at the bottom of their LinkedIn profile with influencers, schools, companies, and groups. Find something they're interested in, tailor the message towards that, right? I would love to connect. Best, your name. Connection request option 3. I was searching for amazing people working at the company they work at, and your profile came up. I took a look at your profile and your experience validated my finding. I would love to connect. Best, your name. Now, once they reply to your message, it's time to take action and get them on a call. Here's the template. You can steal from me right now, right? Contact's first name. Thank you for accepting my request to connect. I feel like time is the only thing we can't get back, so I don't want to waste any of yours. I would love to learn more about who you are and what you do over a quick 30-minute coffee chat. Would you be open to connecting? If so, let me know and I'll send over my booking link to schedule a call. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Best, your name. Okay, screenshot that if y'all need to. I'll give you about 5 more seconds. Once they respond with yes, I would love to connect, send this. Thanks for getting back to me, John. Here's my scheduling link to book a time for us to meet. Insert that Calendly link or whatever you use for scheduling calls. I look forward to meeting you soon, and let me know if my availability doesn't align with your availability. I am more than happy to accommodate. Remember, they're doing you a favor. You're not doing them a favor, okay? You asked them to meet. They didn't ask you to meet. Make it easy for them to meet with you. Now, once you get them on a call, here's some questions to ask during that coffee chat, okay? Where are you from? What's your family background? How did you get started in your career? I love to learn more about what you do and the core components involved. What does a typical day look like at their company, right? What do you like most about your job? What's the most challenging part of your job? What do you like most about working at the company? What are some less ideal aspects of working at the company? Are there any meetups or networking events that you would recommend for me to attend? What's the next chapter for you when it comes to your career? Do you have any advice for someone like me, a newcomer who's just getting started in their career? Or what skills do you think are most important for someone interested in a job like yours? Do you have any recommendations for anyone else I should talk to or resources I should explore? Do you know of any open positions I should take a look at? Once you have the call, here's how to thank them for their time, right? So John, first and foremost, the call was amazing. Thank you for pouring into me. I truly appreciate it. I enjoyed learning more about something you learned about on a call, right? Make it personal. I look forward to nurturing this relationship long-term. Is there anything I can do to pay your great deed forward? Thanks again, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay. Now, after this is where people mess up. They don't nurture the relationship. They do one call and they forget. I need you to nurture your relationships, okay, and connections. Engage with their posts. Engage with their company's post. Engage with their mutual connections post on LinkedIn. And you need to check in with them every 90 days, once a quarter, 4 times a year. Hey, man, I know it's been about 90 days. You want to see how you were doing. Put it on your calendar. Hold yourself accountable. Now, once you build that relationship, I need you to ask for the referral. If you don't ask, you won't get it. Here's the script. John, I enjoyed learning more about your role as project manager at Meta. I think the best thing about your role at Meta is that you do boom, 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 X, Y, Z. I recently came across a position of interest and wanted to know if you would be so kind to refer me to the position, right? I feel as though I am a qualified candidate for the position because X, Y, Z. Here are the details about the position. I need you to send the job rec, the position title, the location, and paste the actual job posting for them. Like I said, do not make it hard for them to recommend you or refer you. They're doing you a favor. You're not doing them a favor. Okay? Let me know if there is anything else you need from me, John. It was a pleasure meeting you. Best, your name. Now, what if they never respond? That's when you start something called following up. You must follow up. No, you are not annoying. You're being diligent. A good rule of thumb is to follow up every 24 to 72 hours, depending on the situation, okay? If it's every 72 hours, that is twice a week, right? Or every 3 days. Don't stop until that person says, hey, I cannot help you. Or, hey, you're annoying. Please leave me alone, okay? Until you hear one or both of those phrases, continue to follow up and build in the relationship. Because I promise you, if you don't, someone else will. People are busy, point blank, period. That it has nothing to do with you. Everything to do with them. Follow up. Trust me. I'm busy and folks follow. I'm like, man, I'm glad they followed up because I most definitely forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just happens. We're busy. Everybody's moving, okay? Here are a few messages you can use when following up with people you want to connect with. Follow-up message 1, right? Hey, John, I'm not sure if you received my previous message. Just wanted to bump this up to the top of your inbox. I hope to hear from you soon. Best, John. Number 2, John, I was reaching out because I thought you'll be the best person to contact in regards to learning more about being a project manager at Facebook or Meta. If that's not you, could you point me in the right direction to someone who can assist? I would greatly appreciate it. Best, John. Now that you know how to build meaningful relationships and get referrals, let's move to part 5, which is how to ace the interview and secure the offer, right? So what is the purpose of an interview, right? Interviews are twofold, okay? It provides an opportunity for interviewers to assess the candidate's qualifications and engage with one another through conversations, okay? It also grants the candidate an opportunity to articulate their skill sets, their value proposition, and provide previous experiences to the interviewer. It's also an opportunity for you to showcase your personality. Your personality can't be showcased on your resume. It's just not happening. And that's why I tell people to focus on the content. The resume is to qualify you. It will never get you a job. It's to get you to the interview. You got to know the step-by-step process. Okay? It's to qualify you. John looks qualified. Let's bring him in for an interview. Lisa looks qualified. Let's bring her in for an interview. It's not Lisa looks qualified. Let's give her an offer. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat. But I've never seen somebody apply for a job without an interview and get hired. A conversation has to happen. Okay? Now, what does the interview process consist of? Okay? First round, usually a phone screening, right? Just to make sure you're qualified, maybe ask some basic questions to verify things on your resume and your LinkedIn, right? Second round could be a video, or maybe that first round is a higher view, right? So where you got to do video responses, right? Things are always changing up, but the scope of the interview process really doesn't change, right? Usually 1 to 3, depending, maybe 4 interviews, right? Maybe an on-site interview, maybe not now due to COVID, right? More video conference, more Zoom meetings, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, Blue Jeans, right? And then after that, man, you're going to get the decision maker. You're going to get a letter of rejection or offer. It's that simple. 4-step process when it comes to interviews, right? Now, one thing about interviewing is that the decision has more to do with the company and less to do with you once you hit the final stages. I guarantee you that. I mean, just be you and do your best, right? Give it all that you have. Literally everything you have, give it to them. Now, there are 2 types of interviews, behavioral and technical. Okay, let's dive into behavioral first. What is a behavioral interview, right? Those are interviews based on situational analysis, okay? You want to identify different types of behaviors from candidates, right? We're utilizing STAR method here to answer behavioral questions, right? You want to curate a story, be concise, and showcase the results you can bring to any company or organization. A few keys to answering behavioral questions, right? You want to provide enough detail in your responses to ensure the interviewer can follow your story and identify the behavior they are seeking. You want to use a mental outline to structure your answers, ensuring enough detail is given. Keep your answers concise, man. Try your best not to ramble, okay?
Hey, it's Leander again, founder and CEO of Spark Your Resume. I hope you're enjoying the webinar. I hope you're taking great notes. I just want to say thank you again for filling out the application so our team at Spark Your Resume can learn more about you and your career goals. Now, in the meantime, click the link below to learn more about how we can provide one-on-one support to help you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. So don't forget, stop right now, click the link below to learn more about how we can help you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. Now back to the webinar.
So what is STAR method? You have situation, task, action, result, okay? Let's break it down one by one. You want to find a suitable example. First thing, find a suitable example. Brainstorm a few success stories you've had over the course of your career, right? Think about how you want to highlight that success to recruiters and hiring managers throughout the interview process. Okay. I would say have at least 3 to 5 good examples in mind that you can fall back on if need be. Here's what you want to do, right? Take some time to brainstorm those few examples. Think about how you want to highlight those to recruiters and hiring managers. And if you ever struggle during the interview to come up with an example, don't be afraid to ask to take a minute to gather your thoughts. Then you want to lay out the situation, paint a clear picture for them, right? They need to see your vision. Literally, like they should be able to create a scene in their head of what you're talking about. You want to emphasize the importance of the question. Focus on what's relevant. So here's an example of how to lay out the situation, the content, right? The interviewer just said, tell me about a time when you achieved the goal that you initially thought was out of reach. The answer, in my previous digital marketing role, my company made the decision to focus primarily on email marketing and was looking to increase its list of email subscribers pretty aggressively. Highlight the task. What did you do? What were your responsibilities? What did you own in this project? This is the part of your answer when you make the interviewer understand exactly where you fit in. What was your role? This can easily get confused, though, with the action portion of the response. However, this piece is dedicated to giving the specifics of what your responsibilities were in that particular scenario. Here's an example of how you will highlight the task. As the email marketing manager, my target was to increase our email list by at least 50% in just 1 quarter. Now you want to share how you took that action. What steps did you take to reach the goal or actually solve the problem? How did you contribute to the overall success of the company? People want to hire people that's going to change the dynamic of their company. I know I do. It's just, like I said, people hire people to solve problems. People pay for things to be solved. It's a value exchange. This is your time to show the interviewer how you solved a major problem for the company or hit a certain goal for the company. This is your time to provide details about how you contributed to the overall success of the company. Make your answers detailed and specific. If you use specific tools, equipment, conducted research, this is your time to mention it. Here's an example of how you took action. I started by going through our old blog posts and adding in content upgrades that incentivize email subscriptions, which immediately gave our list a boost. Next, I worked with the rest of the marketing team to plan and host a webinar that requested an email address to register, which funneled more interested users into our list. Then you're going to dish out the result. How did you make an impact? Focus on the results and end on a high note, okay? This is your time to highlight the results, the outcome of that specific situation. Remember, make it positive, and make it end on a high note. Okay. Remember, the interviewers do not care about what you did. They care about why it mattered. Because anybody can complete a task or project, especially with outlined instructions. And this is what I tell job seekers on my consultations. What's going to separate you from the next project manager if y'all both telling me what you do? Lisa does her project manager role good, or y'all doing the same task. And John and Lisa both doing the same task as project managers. Who do I hire? Who do I hire? Y'all doing the same, you're doing the same stuff. Literally doing the same thing. The only differentiator between you and the next person is your results, are your outcomes. How did you contribute to the overall success of the company? It's that simple. It's that simple. And we need to focus more on the results than what we did. Nobody remembers what you do. They don't remember what you do. They remember how you made them feel. What did you bring to the company? So remember, interviewers don't only care about what you did, right? They want to know why it mattered. So make sure you hammer home the point about any results you achieve and quantify them when you can. Remember, data is currency. That's how we measure things in the world. We got social security numbers, phone numbers. You got debit card numbers, bank account, everything is numbers. Why do you think you don't need it on your resume, your LinkedIn profile? How are people going to quantify what you do? There's no way, okay? Numbers are always impactful, right? That is how we measure things in our world today, okay? So here's an example of how to dish out that result, right? As a result of those additions to our email strategy, I was able to increase our subscriber list from 25,000 subscribers to 40,000 subscribers in 3 months, which exceeded our goal by 20%. That clearly outlines the impact. We went from 25,000 to 40,000 in 3 months. That's 5,000 new subscribers per month. They just gained 15,000 new interested people in what they have to offer. That's impact. Now let's move on to technical interviews, okay? So technical interviews can be project-based, Q&A, designed to determine your level of competency, right, for a potential candidate. They want to see what type of expertise do you really have, right? They want to identify a specific skill set or relevant experience. A few keys to answering technical questions. You want to showcase your knowledge here, right, of the concept or skill. Therefore, it can be applied in multiple scenarios. You want to highlight specific examples, right, when you utilize these specific technical skills throughout your professional experience, okay? Consider using all relevant experience and knowledge, whether it's on your resume or not. Now let's dive deep into how to prepare for an interview. Here are some common best practices. Carefully examine the job description. Please conduct research on the company's culture, values, and ethics. Consider your answers to common interview questions. Practice your speaking voice and body language. Prepare thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer. Usually once the interview is done, but if it makes sense, you can ask throughout the interview as well, right? And you want to make it a conversation. You're just trying to get to know the person across the room or on the Zoom call. That's it. Conduct mock interviews with yourself, your peers, or a coach. Have multiple copies of your resume on file if you were going in person, right? I most definitely did that when I went to Adobe. I think I had about 20, just in case I didn't know who I was going to meet or how many hiring managers I was going to meet that day. So always have extra, right? Better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. All right. So sell yourself throughout the interview process. Let me make this clear. You will be selling yourself for the rest of your life. Get comfortable doing it. You sell yourself when you don't even think you're selling yourself. You want a discount for something, you're selling yourself. Why I need a discount? Why should I give you a discount? Huh? Why should you get this home versus the next person that wants this home? Why should you go first and I go last? You're selling yourself all day long, people. All day long, literally, right? So get comfortable doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. Follow up with a meaningful note after the interview. Continue to nurture and build relationships with interviewers and employees after the interview. And here's some questions you can ask to interviewers, right? What does a typical day look like as a project manager at Adobe? What are some key characteristics you think a qualified candidate needs to be a great cultural fit at this company? What career/professional development opportunities does the company offer to its employees? Why did you choose to work for this company? And how does this position align with your long-term career goals? Can you tell me about your most recent projects? and how it impacts the overall growth of the company. What type of skills is the team missing that you're looking to fill with a new hire? What are the most important things you like to see a new hire accomplish in the first 30, 60, and 90 days on the job? What is the performance review process like here? How often would I be formally reviewed if once hired? What can you tell me about your new products or plans for growth? Can you tell me about the last team event you guys did together? Is there anything that concerns you about my background, right? Being a fit for this role? Is there anything else I can provide you with that will be helpful? Using 3 words. How would you describe the company culture at this company? What are the current goals of the company? And how does this specific team and role work to support hitting those goals? What are some of the challenges new hires face during the first 90 days of employment? What does success look like in this position and how do you measure it? And then what is your leadership style and how do you get your team excited about completing tasks or projects every single week? Now let's go over some resources and strategies you can use to help ace your next interview. Back to LinkedIn, search engine. Please go look up your interviewers. Find the right people, connect with the right people, reach out to the right people that can actually help you prepare for the interview. Even if it's not your interviewer, hey, you might find a project manager at the company that you're about to apply for. Maybe they can give you some pointers. They already went through the process. They obviously got hired there. Go ask the direct source. We're asking the right questions to the wrong people. Stop doing that. You're getting advice from people that haven't even done what you want to do. If I want to be a project manager, I'm talking to project managers. That's it. Okay. Some additional resources. You got Glassdoor, Career Bliss, Blind, and companies' websites to find salaries, right? To find interview questions, to find benefits, to actually talk to people that's been in these roles. It's a lot of resources out here that you can use, but I want to give you these 4 specifically because I've used them myself. Okay. Blind is a anonymous platform. So this is how people talk about like the work culture and salaries and stuff without being identified. Check it out. It's nice. I like Glassdoor. They give you a lot of interview questions on there as well, along with salaries. Career Bliss too. Okay. And companies' websites are the best source, right? That's where you can learn more about the company culture, right? What they do, who they are, their products, software, maybe even see some employees on there, right? But that's where LinkedIn comes in. You can go type in a company right now and see literally all their employees listed on LinkedIn that have a LinkedIn account. And that is exactly how you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. So my ask of you, if you learned something today, right, I would greatly appreciate it if you can make a post on LinkedIn and share your biggest takeaway. Make sure you tag myself at Leander Howard II and spark your resume in the post. And if you really enjoyed the content, please leave me a recommendation on my LinkedIn profile about the webinar. I would greatly appreciate it, okay?
Hey, it's Leander Howard II again, founder and CEO of Spark Your Resume. Thank you for rocking with me through the entire webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took some great notes. And I hope I made you think differently about your career. Our goal at Spark Your Resume is to walk you step by step through the process of landing your dream job and bettering your future. So I want to give you an opportunity right now to learn more about how we can provide one-on-one additional support in your job search. Click the link below right now and learn more about how we can help you land your dream job in the next 30 to 90 days. All right? Talk to you soon. Peace.